And a lot of folks don't realize that I came through via sisterhood. The earth brought me into the nation, and our sisterhood, when we was considered in the 85 world, even though we were civilized when we got into the culture and not 5% culture, we were friends many years prior. So she discovered this culture, and then she started teaching me and brought me around. So she brought me to This Is the Earth, Luminous Solesia Earth, and so who's also Boricua like myself. And I went to it was Mecca's Family Day, and that was 15 years ago. And then about a year later is when I met my mother, Wisdom Understanding, and I became her sixth daughter in the line of Allah. So we 7 of us, right? Peace. So to have that blessing to come through sisterhood is very different for me. And when I got here, I was already not dealing with swine since I was 18. And then I was in my 30s, yes, but I already came as a civilized woman. So I already was dressed in 3/4. I was already all about homeschooling, and my children are not vaccinated, birth my baby at home, you know what I mean? So like I already came with so much science that even though I was a newborn, it was a newborn in terms of what our lessons are, right? But in terms of the culture of the essence of being the earth, I already came with so many tools, especially being, Arawak tribe, Taino from the Caribbean to Mill, right? So a lot of stuff is so indigenous and natural, and part of my essence is just who I am, So this is what I mean by a lot of things I do. There's no beginning or ending. The reasoning to become a traditional midwife, doula, and these things, it was just in the continuation, you know what I'm saying, in terms of adding on knowledge and wisdom to my life. So getting these lessons, and this culture and all this, it came through sisterhood. So when I give it and I'm around women, it's so much love and kindness from it. It's not all this rah-rah, who taught you, or, all this aggression. It's a different frequency, because that's not how I got it from Mother Wisdom Understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, she taught me a lot of things that, walking and talking with Earth's here, because, I'm still in Jersey, and now Justice, so it was like having sisters technically closer in proximity, right? And Mother being in Power Hill, I learned more, and I had to go all the way over there, you know what I'm saying? And so even with the Earth was all the way in Delaware at that time, luminous. So I had to go far sometimes to really get what this culture was about, with real sisters that really love it, and they are good women. They didn't come with this cattiness, competitive, you get what I mean? So like, it was very different for me. It was always, with Wisdom Understanding, it wasn't always quoting lessons, but it was always like the essence of being a righteous woman, your duty and how to keep a home. She taught it, but it wasn't always quoting lessons. The way she got it was very different. You're through there, right? History, I gotta tell you that, right? But in terms of, she taught a lot of women, but it was only, to be very clear, it was only 7 of us. That's her daughter. A lot of women want to claim like, oh, it was a rap. No, she got 7 daughters. The rest of y'all was just a rap. I'm very clear on that. So it's a different frequency when a woman is coming like get out of the mud, or comes through via a guy that she's dealing with, and he's God, and she's here, and now she just strays away. It's very different, her energy, compared to her earth that's made from the beginning, like Sunya's having daughters born in this nation, my daughter, it's different.
Well, so that's what I'm saying about the support system. Like we all need that support system, and a lot of times, the support system is so spread out. So when things happen, we wind up, or our women go back to like their mothers, their family members, because the support system is not as strong as, it's not as ideally strong as it should be. But that support system is important. And you had your support system. I've had a support system. Like, you come in here, you had your support system, and that has enabled us to grow and develop into who we are. You know what I'm saying? And continue to do that as your daughter. Yes, your daughter has some gripes about things and whatnot.
Yeah,
however, but she wants to be a nurse because she sees your influence and the support system throughout the years. So that's.
And then my youngest daughter is 13 now. She's saying she wants to be a chef, like she wants to get a culinary. And I'm like, I want to take all the credit though, but I have to, right? Plant-based living, from conception, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's all they do. Was like, Mother taught me how to bake bread from scratch, you know what I mean? Mother was the first one to talk about, like, listen, let's get this, community garden vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like growing your. I mean, I heard about growing your own food, but she literally did that. You know what I'm saying? Like so. To have an elder sit there and then take you to it when she first found this, like that's a different energy to sit in her garden and she manifested, right? She brought a lot of women there, but I was literally there and she talked about how many times that she taught sisters, even if they didn't get these lessons or not, like they got what they needed to get, right? Because everybody ain't gonna choose this, right? So she welcomed a lot of people to her rest and taught whoever. So if I brought a sister with me who was a newborn or who was interested in something, mother, I want to introduce you to somebody. She just be giving them shit. Like, so yes, was saying to the young brother that's here, you leave out of here with something, you know, just take, you know, certain things. That's how she would give it too. She's not always coming with like, you gotta be a father. It was kind of like, you gotta choose this.
A nurturing vibe. She was very nurturing.
She was such a loving sister, God. You don't even understand. This woman right here, the way she catered to you, God, it was incredible. And the way that Sunya was talking about read the motherfucking ingredients, like the earth was on point with that. Listen, she did not play games. And then she talked about the history of how she learned that from my other elder. May she be remembered in perfection, the earth cipher, how cipher put her on to certain things. You know what I'm saying? In terms of reading labels and things like that. So to hear that and then meet that other elder earth, it was beautiful to have her around too, you know. So those are the gems that I get in terms of being around earth, like how y'all can talk about the God.
And that's a lot, yeah.
And to me,
that's
being
powerful.
around these elder earth was higher, you know. It was a blessing to have mother wisdom, understanding. And when I come across younger earths, you know, and sisters that are 20s, 30s and stuff, some of them are kind of like, you know, we the new generation, kind of like arrogant in ways, like they don't see the importance of sitting and talking with older people that's been here. And it was uncomfortable at times too. Like, how can you sit here and just kind of negate the folks who've been there before you? You learn so much. And as a woman, you got to get this from a loving source, a kind, gentle source. You're not going to want to keep this if it's not coming from love. I don't care how anybody tells you what. I haven't seen it being proven otherwise. Let me say that. You know what I'm saying? So to hear younger women say, like, they didn't really care, like, to be around older earths or sisters that been here for a while or whatever, like, they gonna get it from themselves. I got the 120 in 3 months. It's like, okay, so now you think you a greater earth than me? Because, like, it's just weird energy, and I just let it go because that's not really my focus, right? But it's just purple. Huh?
The different currents of the atmosphere that, you know, you experience it in a different way. You know,
yeah, because I got it from fire, elder earths. You know what I'm saying? And then to hear younger women like, oh, yeah, you know, just cocky already. And it's like, is that really your personality or identity? Or are you just taking it on because you're around certain gods and you're acting like you God in ways, right? Because that nature is not really our nature as a woman. There's nothing gentle and soft about that at all. In terms of like, I don't need no elder people telling me.
I think people look at elders like they're supposed to learn. They just want to get what they got and get to where they want to go quickly because they did it already. A lot of times when I build elders, because I had the opportunity to be here so much and build with so many elders, be like here a long time, that a lot of times I'll be with them and I'm trying to catch the vibe. And I've been doing this since like, I started really thinking this like when I was in my 30s. I was like, what's it going to be like though when I'm in my 30s with it, 40s with it, 50s with it? You know, what type of ways do I adjust or deal with it? You know what I mean? How do I react to things, you know, or things that don't change and things that do change, you know? I don't think that people look at elders that way, you know? They just look at them like they have stuff that I want. Like they have information that I need to know so I can get to the next level. But they're not looking at like, I want to know what it's like to have this lifestyle and what it's like to live that long with it.
You get the knowledge, but you also need the experience to go along with it. That's going to actually help you walk through you know, having it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You must do your own research, as I did.
If Mecca did this.